How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the LK Cars channel, and once again welcome back to another video. As you can see behind me, I'm once again joined by not only my Abarth but also the Abarth UK 595 Competizione, and also joined by a new face to the channel. It's Joel. So welcome to the channel, Joel.
Thank you.
Now, you've been given this Abarth 595 Competizione by Abarth UK, which is very fittingly finished in the same shade of blue as my own personal car. So today we're sort of like collabing on a video for your channel, and also discussing whether I should upgrade from my car, the standard Abarth 595, to something like this, the 595 Comp. Now, a few years ago, maybe if you were on the channel in 2018, you will remember I did a sort of similar style video with Steph AB TV discussing whether I should modify my car or upgrade to something a little bit better. So in today's video, it's sort of going to be like a take two of what that video was. Should I modify my car? No, we're not doing that. No. Should I upgrade to an Abarth 595 Competizione? Because I've had this car for nearly 3 years now. It's going to be coming up to 3 years in November, and I'm sort of looking to change. So really what I want to find out is, should I upgrade to something like the 595 Comp or something completely different? Maybe a 124 Spider, or again, something which is out of the Abarth brand. Who knows? Anyway, let's take a walk around the cars, sort of pick out the key differences between my Series 3 car and the Series 4 Comp, and then get in the cars, go for a bit of a drive, and just discuss the differences out on the road.
Sounds like fun. Let's do it.
So we're going to kick things off with the aesthetic differences between the two cars. Obviously, I've done a full review going over everything that you need to know about my Abarth 595. So as always, there's a link in the description and on screen for you to check that out if you want to learn more about my car specifically. But rather fittingly, Joel has actually been given a match inspect podium blue 595 Competizione. As you can see, the newer Series 4 models, like the sort of half a year's difference really between the two cars, these have a much more updated look with the front bumper, the headlights, the wheels, and coming around the back, the rear bumper as well. So overall, aesthetically, it's much more aggressive and much more up to date. Another thing as well, mine has got the chrome badges and door handles, all the sort of chrome details around the car. This has got a matte black detailing set instead. So again, front badge, door handles going around to the back on the boot lid. And then I think the other differences which they updated with the Series 4 is obviously the 7-inch infotainment system there on the dashboard. That looks much more up to date, much more premium. It just finishes off the interior much more nicely than mine, where it's quite basic inside. We've got Alcantara above the instrument cluster. We've got a much more updated steering wheel with the carbon inserts, which looks absolutely fantastic, and also the carbon 12 o'clock marker on top. And then finally, I think like the biggest difference between the two cars, as you can see, we've got the save out Abarth seats here, which I feel like they're much better. They're much more Abarth. They're just a lot more uncomfortable. But I feel like, Joel, you've not really had the best experience with them, have you? The seats, no.
My back's not too happy. Maybe it'll take a bit of getting used to, but
yeah,
they are quite rough, yeah. 100%.
So I think that pretty much summarises it, really, doesn't it? It's just, yeah.
it's a raw experience, and it's
it is.
It works. It works actually.
So how are you finding it over the few days which you've had the car for?
Fun, really good. I think for me already it's best being driven sort of around town. It sounds so good at those low RPMs, just even when you're pulling out of a junction, it's got a real nice burble to it. Yeah. And you know, it drives really nicely through town, apart from the steering lock, which is terrible. It literally have to do an 8-point turn.
It's everywhere. Awful, it really is.
And then when you get on it as well, it holds the road really well.
Yeah.
I did a sort of couple hours on the motorway today, and it was pretty good, pretty quiet. Great sound system. The Apple CarPlay works fantastically, so really good feature obviously in the newer ones. Yep. Yeah, and I'm enjoying it actually. It's a different thing for me, like I said, and I'm just trying to make the best of it. But yeah, it's fun. I'm looking forward to the next few days with it.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I think that covers everything aesthetically. Again, this is a 595 Competizione. So the difference with mine being the standard 140 brake 595, it's basically the same underneath, except I have an IHI turbo setup. In this, there is a Garrett 1446 turbo. So there's like a significant power difference. Again, 140 brake, and this is putting out 180 brake horsepower. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound much, but having experienced one of these cars, it does make all the difference. A few other different things as well between mine and this. This has got the upgraded Brembo brakes, which I talked about in my review. These are much better brakes. I think as standard it comes with slightly lower suspension than mine. Like I mentioned in my video, it's sort of, when I bought mine standard, it sat really ridiculously high. So that is something which I changed. Then finally, the last major update from my car to this is the optional factory Monza, and it sounds wicked. And also the turbo whistle which you get from this is quite a lot more significant in the comp than it is with mine. Obviously, it being a bigger turbo, you get a lot more of that turbo noise. So I think that covers pretty much all the changes aesthetically which we can talk about. I think what we're going to do now is hop in the cars, go for a drive, and then we can actually like begin to sort of discuss the differences in drive and feel out on the road. Okay, well, clearly we're in the car. Joel is next to me, he's obviously driving. I want to start this video off by saying huge thanks to Abarth UK for actually like lending him this car and allowing us to film a video and all that. But anyway, let's get into the sort of differences driving wise between your car and my car. I'm going to be sort of referring back to my review which I did of my car quite a bit. I'm not sure if you were familiar with it, watched that video.
I have seen it actually, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you might know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Okay, that's been slide forward. So, yeah, let's go left here. Sorry, I should have told you. Yeah, anyway, driving wise, you will instantly feel the sort of power difference between the bigger turbo and what is actually in my car.
Right.
So it's a lot more aggressive, and even though this has still technically got a back box with the Monza system, it's sort of got like two pipes which go either side of the back box, two which go through it.
Yeah.
It still seems a lot louder than my car, which I'm kind of surprised about.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. It's like it's here, sort of at the.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lovely sound there.
And you also hear, like I said, a lot more of the turbo. Whereas my car, you hardly get any turbo noise whatsoever. But it's just sort of like this lower rev range where you're like pottering around town, where you can have a lot more fun.
It is, and when the windows are slightly open as well, it sounds even better from the outside actually.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
How does that feel acceleration wise?
It pulls a lot harder.
Really?
And a lot sooner, yeah. Which I'm kind of surprised it being a bigger turbo, you'd expect there to be more lag, but it doesn't feel like there actually is.
No, I mean, if I put my foot down now in third gear, 3,000 RPM, it takes a little while and then the boost kicks in and
yeah,
there it goes. Yeah, and everyone says it as well, oh, it's just a Fiat 500, but it drives nothing like a Fiat 500.
Exactly. And then, like, yeah, you just put your foot down, you fly past anything. Exactly. Obviously, it's not. But sort of in here, with these seats, you can definitely tell the ride is a lot harsher. They're not. Yeah. They're much more supportive, but they're not as comfortable as the seats in my car. But overall, it is pretty much the exact same, apart from it being a lot more updated.
Yeah, with like the infotainment and.
Yeah. Now that is something which I did sort of pick up on when I was talking about my own car. Is how basic it is in here. There's not much in the way of creature comforts. There's none of this 7-inch display up on the dashboard. But I think for the most part it's the exact same car, just with a lot more power, a lot more grunt to it. Obviously I've had my car for 2.5 years, nearly 3 years, coming up to 3 years this November.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking to upgrade to something a bit more, how do I put it? A bit more, yeah, a bit more out there. Would this be a good replacement, do you think? I'm not entirely sure, because like, I feel like it's far too similar. That's what I'm thinking.
I have the same sort of dilemma. I hate to I'm not trying to keep bringing myself into it.
No, that's fine.
I have a Z4 3 litre, and
yeah,
the natural progression from that would be like a Z4M, which is a much more powerful, hardened version. But for me, I can't do it if it's my main car.
Yeah.
Because it is too similar. It's the same car, just with lots of differences.
Yeah.
And you might find it's the same with this. I guess if you've had the car a while and you're craving something a little bit different, maybe you just want to go even different drivetrain. You want to go rear wheel just for a complete change. But I think if you love the Abarth sort of 595 setup, this would be a very natural progression up from your 595. But whether or not you're ready for something a little bit more, who knows?
That's the thing that's going through my mind, because like, if you want to be sensible, I guess it would be a logical upgrade to go from my standard 595 to a Competizione, maybe a 695. I don't know. They've recently released the 695 Anniversario.
Yes.
Which again, that's like, engine-wise, it's no different from this, but aesthetically, it's another step up from this.
Yeah, more cosmetic.
It's got that massive flip-up wing at the back.
Which is really cool, actually.
The wider arches, all things like that. So I'm just sort of like trying to rack my brain. Do I be sensible, upgrade to something which I know, or do I switch to something completely different, which would maybe open me up to a different sort of driving style, that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's a really tricky consideration. It's a great problem to have, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
For me, I always like to try as many different things as possible. So I would probably edge towards something completely different.
You would?
I think so.
So maybe a 124?
Yeah. I mean if you wanted to stick with a brand, that would be interesting dynamic. Rear wheel drive, obviously. Yeah.
Having like a lot of experience in a 124, I kind of feel like I already know the ins and outs of what the car is kind of like.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would be, again, another good step up. It stays within the Abarth brand, which I absolutely love. And again, it's nothing too crazy. It's nothing too crazy power-wise, but like you say, it's got the rear-wheel drive drivetrain, so you can have a lot more fun. I love the way that this car sounds. It's going to be something to think about. I'm definitely going to be looking around. I think I've got a pretty good idea of what I would like to get into. But I'm not going to rule out the Abarth Competizione completely, or anything like that.
Yeah.
Anything within the Abarth range. It's just something it's going to take careful consideration.
Definitely.
Oh, Z4.
That's a Z4M.
Bit of you.
No, it's not. Just a Z4.
The bit of you. But yeah, okay. So I think that's going to like cover pretty much everything that we can talk about in the car.
Yeah.
So I think, gonna park up, round off today's video. It's been something different, really.
Yeah.
I'm not sort of into this style of content, but it's definitely something which I want to do more of in the near future. So yeah, let's pull over and round off today's video. As you can see, we're parked up again as we were in the beginning of the video. It's been very interesting to sort of pick out the differences between the two cars. It is quite a significant change up from my just standard 595. So it's sort of definitely something to consider. Do I upgrade to a much more powerful Abarth 595, or again, do I go for something completely different? I think like, really for me, I do want sort of more of a change, like we said in the video, maybe something rear wheel drive, something with a bit more power, but it would be interesting to sort of get your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Anyway, it's been great fun having a new face on my channel, Joel. So once again, thank you for actually bringing the Abarth UK comp up.
My pleasure, mate. My pleasure.
And yeah, I'm sure we can like collab on a few more videos in future. Once again, go and check out Joel's channel. We've sort of done a video for your channel, sort of comparing the differences between my car and the 595 Competizione. But I think that pretty much wraps up everything which we need to say. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like on it if you have enjoyed it. Comment down below your thoughts and opinions. And of course, make sure you are subscribed with the notification bell turned on for any new uploads from me in future. Thanks for watching.